Hi, Paul Slackers, Good News Broadcast. Speaking to Jeff Yeager. Hi, Jeff. How are you?
Good, Paul, and you?
All right. I feel good. AARP, and you got an AKA after you're a contributor to AARP, and we love them. And you got an AKA, and it says the ultimate cheapskate.
The ultimate cheapskate. I am America's cheapest man, Paul. If you don't believe me, just ask my poor wife. She'll vouch for me.
Now, so I don't know. I thought people say that to me, but so then what makes you the ultimate cheapskate?
Well, you know, I've been writing about this stuff for a long time, since long before the Depression or the recession, and I believe that spending and consuming less is actually a good thing. It can actually be fun. It can actually make you happier. But of course, with the recession now, frugal has become really in, and that's why I've hooked up with AARP to do the AARP Savings Challenge.
Okay, well, I'm in total belief with you. Every penny you don't spend is a penny earned.
Actually, a penny saved is worth about more like 1.7 to 2 pennies.
Okay.
Earned, because you have to factor in taxes. So Ben Franklin was a little off in his calculation, but he had the basic idea right.
The basic theme. Now, AARP, we just interviewed President of Pennsylvania, Stell Hyde, about, you know, being more prudent about actually your finances, as we've interviewed many people over the years with AARP about, you know, looking at your life and thinking about better ways to run it. So I see now, though, this is magnificent, a third annual online savings challenge. What's it all about, Jeff?
Yeah, it runs through the whole month of April, so it wraps up April 30th. It's the savings challenge is about, you go online to aarp.org/savings challenge and you register for the challenge. It's open to any adult. You don't have to be an AARP member. Every week we have a different contest looking for your best tips and advice for saving money in a given area. And at the end of the contest, we can declare 3 overall winners, and the top winner could win a gift card worth $2,000. So it's a chance to perhaps win some money by showing people how to save money.
I'm going to give a good one out here, Jeff, because I grew up in Tarrytown and had the Rockefeller family there, right?
Yeah.
And when you take the Kekuit, if I say it correctly, tour of the Rockefeller estate, they say that the Rockefeller, John D., used to have everybody write down every cent that they spent. What do you think on that idea?
It's a good idea. In fact, I like it better than actually setting a budget for yourself in advance. A lot of my cheapskate friends do sort of an autopsy of their spending. They sit down once or twice a year and look at what they've spent and try to take corrective actions based on that. You know, the first week of the Savings Challenge, the challenge was how to save money on gas. And the reason I bring that up is the winner of that challenge was a gentleman who has recorded the mileage he's received from every gallon of gas he has purchased since 1977 as a way of sort of learning what works and what doesn't. He practices what's called hypermiling, which is trying to get greater gas mileage by improving your driving technique. And he's really studied this stuff out and has it down to a science.
Beautiful. Now, I see there are 4 weekly challenges. So you got Best Deal. Are we into the Best Deal now?
Yeah, Best Deal is going on this week, and it's real simple. It's show us your best game. Brag about the best deal you ever got. And we're hearing some fascinating stories. You know, people who have bought something at a yard sale or flea market for next to nothing, and it turns out to be a valuable item. Or maybe somebody who haggled for a better price on something and got a good deal. So just tell us about the best deal you ever got.
Okay, reduce, reuse, recycle. The next one is Go Green Challenge. What's that?
Yeah, that's coming up next week, and it's about the old environmentalist mantra, reduce, reuse, recycle. We're specifically looking for your tips on how to reuse things. What do you reuse that other people normally throw away? And if you go to the AARP website, you'll find a bunch of articles about how to reuse everything from worn-out pantyhose to eggshells to milk cartons and soda bottles. All this idea being, rather than just throw something away, is there a creative reuse for it? So that'll be next week's challenge. And again, you might win a prize if you come up with a top tip.
Jeff, I'm inviting you over to our recycled television studio.
Nice.
Okay? It's all everything. I got my grandmother's armoire here. Everything in this place is basically and everything almost in this entire building. We're on the 33 Flatbush Avenue. Al is the recycler of all recycler. Or some people would say he's Sanford and Son.
Yeah.
You know, but I think it's a big honor, and I want to invite you to my home where I have from the street, an art exhibit on Fancy Schmancy 80th Street. Beautiful art. artwork that people throw out, and we save it, and we have like a museum in the building. But the thing here is that I agree. You know, the more you don't throw out, the more you save, the more you recycle, the less needs the energy use to get rid of it, right?
Yeah, and you know, we're coming up on Earth Day, so this idea was to do a savings challenge that specifically not only saves the green in your wallet, but saves the Earth resources. And Paul, I would be delighted to visit you anytime, because I have always heard you are a true brother of the cheap hood.
The word is out, and I'm proud. You know, well, actually, cheap is become good, and I think it even made the cover of Newsweek or Time.
Yeah.
That cheap was, you know, like you know, the president of a country.
Yeah, it's time, Paul. It's time for cheapskates like us to rise up out of the back aisles of the dollar store and unite.
There we go. Now this one is a great one. I love this. Best meal challenge. That's the last. That's the end all of end alls, right?
Yeah. The final challenge will be, tell us about the best cheapskate meal that that you cook. And you know what I find is that my frugal friends and I, we tend to dine out a lot less than the typical American family. The typical American family, believe it or not, now spends about 45% of their food budget dining outside the home.
Really? Wow.
Of the cheapskates I survey, we dine out less than 10% of the time. So we save a lot of money by cooking at home, and it sort of brings the family together. But we're really looking for those special recipes you have that are not only inexpensive, but hopefully they're healthful and really delicious. A lot of my people love cooking with the good old-fashioned crock pot, and you'll find a lot of recipes at the Savings Challenge, AARP.org/Savings Challenge website, about how to, you know, one article is 50 healthy foods that I recently purchased for under $1 a pound. And I live and shop in the Washington, D.C. area, which is one of the highest costs of living in the country.
Okay, it makes sense. I'm a quantity cooker. In my cheapskate way of life. So I buy a lot, I cook a lot, and then I feed a lot.
You're a batch cooker, and so that this challenge should be right up your alley. And you know, speaking of batch cooking, you always hear the advice, you know, carry a brown bag lunch to the office, and you'll save a bunch of money. You'll save, by the way, about $1,000 a year by doing that. Most people are too lazy to do it. Just carry a whole bag of groceries every Monday to the office, a whole loaf of bread, a whole jar of peanut butter. And it'll be the most convenient and most economical choice.
You got to come here. That's what we do. I'm the schlepper. I carry all the bags. We feed everybody. It's a beautiful thing. So this is really great. And AARP is just this is a brilliant one, a concept for the organization. So what do you do when you contribute to the AARP? What kind of articles are you writing? This kind of articles?
Yeah, I've written over 50 articles that all appear in an archive on the website. It's how to save money on everything from home energy costs to kids' toys to free stuff on the internet. And again, it's not just my voice, but there are 4,000 cheapskates. I claim it's perhaps the largest gathering of penny pinchers ever assembled on the internet. So you have to join us, Paul. You would be a celebrity in that group. I'm starting to suspect that perhaps we were cheapskates separated at birth, Paul.
I think we're still attached. Last question, what's good news for you, and why did you have such a beautiful mustache?
Yeah, it's true, isn't it? I mean, it's because I'm too cheap to shave it, but you know, I mean, I look good in bib overalls, and I have a very good mustache. That's the best that can be said.
Is that your good news for today?
Yes, right.
Beautiful, Jeff. Thanks so much, and happy and healthy everything and everything.
Stay cheap, Paul.
Okay, I shall. Bye-bye.
Put you up on satellite where the tape is almost ready.
Okay.
So here you go. Yep.
Godspeed. Okay, thanks so much for joining me.
Thank you.
Can I get your name and title, please?
My name is Jeff Yeager. I'm the ultimate cheapskate, America's cheapest man.
Great. Well, I understand you're working with AARP. Can you tell me about the latest savings challenge, and especially where people can go to join in the fun?
I'm hosting something called the AARP Savings Challenge. It runs through the month of April, so it ends April 30th. You go to the website www.aarp.org/savings challenge, and it tells you all about it. You'll have a chance to register, to use the savings tracker there to track how much money you're saving during the challenge. It's free. It's open to the public, AARP member or not. Every week we run a different challenge, looking for your best tips and advice in saving money in a certain area. Like last week, it was saving money on gasoline. And every week we declare a weekly winner. At the end of the savings challenge, April 30th, we declare 3 overall winners. including a top prize for the top winner of a $2,000 gift card. So it's a chance to, if you will, perhaps win some money while showing people how to save money.
Great. I bet you're hearing some amazing stories through this challenge. Do you have anything you can share with us?
We do. In fact, as I like to think of it, this is perhaps the largest gathering of cheapskates online in the history of the internet. There are about 4,000 of us sharing our tips and advice every day on how to save a buck. Last week was the savings challenge, dealt with how to save money on gas, and you know that's of concern to all of us as gas goes towards $4 a gallon. Here's a great quick tip. Try filling a cup full of water and putting it in the cup holder next to the steering wheel in your car. Fill it to the brim whenever you go out for a road trip, and make a little game out of trying to drive without spilling a drop of that water. It'll help make you a more fuel efficient and safer driver. You won't be able to drive so fast or you spill the water. You won't be able to have any jackrabbit starts or you spill the water. You know, the U.S. Department of Energy has shown that you could, in essence, reduce the cost of a gallon of gas by perhaps as much as $1 per gallon simply by being a more fuel-efficient, less aggressive driver. So that's one of the great tips that has come out of the challenge.
That's amazing. Do you have anything else? These tips are great.
We have an endless number of tips. Here's a quick one on grocery shopping you may not think about. When you run into the grocery store looking for a few quick items, and we all do that, do not pick up a shopping cart or even a shopping basket. Rather force yourself to carry the items that you're buying in your arms. It'll force you to buy fewer things and to stick to the list you originally went into the store with. The University of Wisconsin did a study that showed that when we run into the store for a few quick items, on average, we come out of the store with 54% more stuff than we went in to buy. So it's a clear example of how we're sort of prone to impulse buying.
Absolutely. I know I do that myself. Talk to me about the importance of saving in the current economy.
Yeah, you know, while the economy is improving, albeit slowly, I think that what we should take away from this economy is sort of the lesson that often less can be more. And that's the approach we've always taken in the Savings Challenge, is to try to make saving money, spending and consuming less, to be a fun thing. It's not about sacrifice or deprivation. It's all about valuing what's really important in life. So it's not, in the Savings Challenge, it's not about saving money just for the sake of saving money. It's about saving money so that we really can put a priority on the things that we really want out of life. For instance, last time in the Savings Challenge, we asked about things that people splurge on. And all of our penny pinchers splurge on occasion, but oftentimes they splurge on experience as opposed to material objects. So many of our people in the challenge currently are saving money for a special vacation or perhaps holiday time with family and friends.
Great. Where can our viewers go for more information?
The website is aarp.org/savingschallenge, and that takes you to a page where you can register. And again, it's free and open to any adult. You don't need to be an AARP member. And there's a nifty tool there you can use. It's called the Savings Tracker. It allows you to enter a goal of how much money you would like to save during the rest of the Savings Challenge, and then to plot your daily savings against that. It helps you kind of keep track of how much you're really saving and set a goal for what you'd like to accomplish during the challenge.
Great. Jeff Yeager, AARP's Ultimate Cheapskate, and proud of it.
Thank you. Stay cheap. Stay cheap.
Absolutely. Thanks so much.